Hello everybody, it's your old pal Tuna here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am admittedly a little haggard. It has been a long week of festivities, too much indulging, and frankly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I hope that your holidays have been equally enjoyable. But over the holidays, I wanted to try something different with the little bit of spare time that I had available, and I've started this gigantic painting here of my two sons. As you can see, Nori is already complete. I did this off camera because I just wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. I've never painted this big before, but I think it came out amazingly. It is so cute. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the process. I am going to paint Flapjack, and I'm just going to chat with you guys about the end of the year and what's coming for 2025. I hope you will enjoy. Alright, hello everybody. So here I am, voiceover Tuna, here to guide you through the process of this painting. Before we talk about anything else, first of all, Flapjack is so cute. Second of all, I will be presenting this to you almost 100% of the process. I decided to speed it up. I didn't really have time to actually edit the video, so we're going to try this different filmmaking technique to get us through an upload this Sunday. I am working on a canvas. This is a big canvas. I don't know the dimensions. I got it for $15 to use in my Weirdos Art Market vlog from a couple of weeks ago. I used it as a way for people to put their Draw a Cat submissions up somewhere, and it managed to survive. So I thought, you know, I can't justify keeping a canvas like this in the house for very long if I don't put a painting on it. So while I had this spare time over the holidays, I wanted to challenge myself to try painting so big. And of course, what was I going to paint? My own children. It could only be you. And I really looked forward to the challenge. I completed Nori in probably about 3 hours, definitely pretty quick because Nori is a black and white cat, and black cats are my favorite. They are the easiest, whereas Flapjack is a orange tabby, and orange and tabby are both the hardest for me. So I knew it was gonna hold off on him and do him after I warmed up with Nori. I am using acrylic paint for this one, not my regular acrylic gouache, and I'm using it exactly the same way that I would use acrylic gouache, and my technique is exactly the same as every other pet portrait that I do. So definitely go take a look at some of the videos where I talk in more detail about my pet portrait technique if you are interested in learning more about that. But yeah, you can also just watch along because you literally see the trust the process experience of going from where we are now to the finished piece. Yeah, but this project is kind of like an opener. It's the amuse-bouche, the hors d'oeuvre of my plans for my art and my business and my life in 2025. This is like, I just wanted to break out of my comfort zone, and that's going to be like the theme going forward. So I wanted to talk to you today about some of my thoughts and plans for 2025. If you have been following me for any length of time, you might know that I'm like an extreme goal setter. I love a good goal. I love having things that keep me feeling like I'm moving forward towards things, and the joy is less in the actual achieving of the goal, but more in like the always having of the goal. But I've been lately addressing that compulsion or that instinct and trying to see if maybe there are some ways that it hasn't been serving me as well, that I could maybe adjust in my day-to-day life. So, that being said, I have made a resolution this year to not make goals, but to not look at my goals in the same way that I usually do. At the end of every year, I do a goal in review of my previous year's goals. I do a list of accomplishments for the year and how it has played out. And then I set my goals for the next year. And for the past few years now, my business is not struggling, but my business has not been growing. And I feel that it's hard for me to feel excited and proud of myself when I'm maybe not excelling in a way that I expect myself to, because I hold myself to a very high standard, and my therapist and everyone's always like, cut yourself some slack, and I'm like, no. So I think that the putting out the accomplishments, making a list of those, even when they don't feel totally real or accomplishy enough to you, is really important. And they kind of put into perspective that, like, even when things are not 100%, I still can look back on 2024 and feel accomplished. But as with every year, things change a lot as time passes, and the unpredictability of life is something that I resent greatly. So going into next year, I've been doing some self-exploration with regards to kind of coming to terms with the fact that things are not always in our control. And if some of the quote-unquote failings of my business are maybe things that are outside of my control, stuff like Instagram algorithms, stuff like the economy, if that's the case, then what can I control, and what are some ways that I can still enjoy the process without getting frustrated and feeling disappointed for the stuff that doesn't quite match up for me. And one of the other things that I've been trying to improve in my own brain space is my relationship with, like, the current, the now, like the immediate now. So instead of being this goal-setting person who's like focused on like constantly moving forward and moving towards the goal, it's like, let's still set goals, but let's really focus on the day-to-day, staying really present in every part of getting to that goal. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm freestyling in this voiceover here today, but I've been trying to do some research into how to change my brain, so to speak, and I love a good self-help book. So a couple of recommendations. I always love Atomic Habits. I feel that that's one of my favorites because it really discusses accountability and control in a way that really kind of highlights exactly what you do actually have the power to control. And one of the quotes from it, if you don't know anything about it, it's just all about how habits control your life and like how they shape who you are, your habits do. And one of the big takeaways that I always think about is like every decision that you make, everything that you do is a vote towards like the kind of person that you want to be. So constantly thinking about that makes it so that if I'm deciding that I want to sit around on the couch all day and watch TV, like that, it's not a vote towards being a lazy person, but it's like a vote towards being a person who has like a balanced life and can take days off. Whereas if I want to be someone who has a balanced life and can take days off, but I never actually do that, then I'm not like voting towards being that type of person. Or if I want to open my online shop or like get more sales in my online shop, then like I need to make decisions and do things that lead me towards that. So that's like my workaholic side of self-help. And then I've also been listening to 4,000 Weeks, which is a totally different self-help book. It is all about productivity. It's like anti-productivity, but productivity as a mortal, when you have a finite amount of time and you have a finite amount of energy, and like you can set all of the goals that you want in your life, but like you have to acknowledge your finitude, as it is constantly mentioned. So it's kind of like the antithesis of Atomic Habits, but I think between the two of them, they create a really good balance of like expectation and reality in your goal setting and productivity planning, where 4,000 Weeks is very focused on staying in the moment and confronting your inabilities. It's kind of nice balance. So if you're interested in either of those, definitely give them a listen. They have had a nice impact on me and just given me some stuff to think about as I move forward into 2025 and try and be excited about 2025. That's my whole thing. again, I'm so rambling right now, but like that's my whole thing with doing this painting, is that I want to be excited again. That's the thing that I feel is definitely missing in my life, because I've been doing this same career for a really long time. I have been doing the online artist kind of career for quite a few years now, and I am prone to boredom, and I'm feeling kind of bored. And when, number doesn't go up as I wanted to, and I'm also personally feeling kind of bored, then I feel like it shows in my work and it shows in the way that I show up for you guys. And so getting excited again is the goal for 2025. Working on a big painting like this, challenging myself, doing something different, doing something that causes me to have to like problem solve. That is exciting for me. And this is the first step in getting towards being excited again. I have some other ideas for ways that I want to get excited. I feel like getting into the doll making hobby was really good for keeping my neurons firing this year. So I definitely want to keep doing stuff like that. And I love the idea of more multimedia stuff. So that's something that I'm also going to be leaning into in my personal work going forward into next year. And I will address some of my other goals, but that's not really what this is about, talking about my specific goals. I'm just trying to get you in my head so that if you kind of feel the same way or have some of the same thoughts, then perhaps it is helpful for you to hear me talk about it and kind of trigger something in your own mind to get you thinking about how to improve your own life. I kind of want to look back on what it was about art that has excited me over the years. That's stuff like making comics. Obviously sharing my work is a huge part of what keeps me making stuff, whether that's here on YouTube. Starting up a YouTube was one of the best decisions that I ever made, and like really allowed me to get excited again back 2 years ago when I did start the channel here. So I want to like channel that again and hopefully be more consistent in posting throughout next year and just having fun with it. I want to get back into sketching more. I have barely used my sketchbook at all. I was just looking at it, doing some stuff in it yesterday, and I went back to the beginning and I was like, damn, like I've had this sketchbook for over a year and it's almost complete, but it's not complete yet. And I think that kind of reflects my lack of excitement. So if I can get excited again, I think I'll sketch more. It's kind of like a chicken egg situation. And sometimes with these things, like with Atomic Habits, you have to like force yourself to, if I want to sketch more, then how am I going to get in the habit of sketching more? Well, I have to say, okay, on Saturday mornings from 10 to 12, I'm going to sit down for 2 hours in my sketchbook and just sketch something. And even if that's the only time of the week that I do it, then I get back in the habit and there's more, it spirals in a good way towards the types of goals that we want in our life. I also am maybe burning out on the markets. We've sort of dabbled in talking about that in some of the previous market vlogs, and I know that those perform the best on YouTube. They're like kind of the niche that I think a lot of people have found me through, but they're really kind of a lot, and so I'm still gonna do them next year. I'm just gonna like be really picky about which ones I do go to. I'm still gonna apply to literally all of them because there's no guarantees in the market world, so I might as well apply and then either accept or reject on my own terms which ones I want to do. But I do want to revamp the booth. I want to make it more fun. I want to have fun with that, excite myself to revamp my booth. And I would love to do a travel show that like can be also a holiday. That was something I used to do a lot back in the day, would be I would do the show, I would make a couple grand, and then I would like use that money to like have paid for a holiday in the place that I'm doing the market. So if I do any travel shows, like it'll probably be more that vibe, but we'll see. I'm not putting anything in stone. I'm just setting a couple of intentions and hoping for the best. But the big thing that I want to do to get excited about this year is I'd like to prepare a gallery show. Now, this is more of like a hypothetical gallery show, not like a planned gallery show. There are some places and opportunities to show in Vancouver, but I just want to collect a bunch of works that are all personal works that are multimedia. I'd love, like, I don't know that this painting would be part of it, though my fixation on cats implies that that would probably be the theme of the show. But I would love to do paintings. I would love to do like sculpture. I would love to like customize some dolls that would go all with this theme, and then as well creating merchandise and just kind of like having it be like something that I can be really proud of and work on over a longer period of time, because I also think that perhaps some more larger, longer term projects might get me more excited too. But who's to say? I don't know. Just talking you through some of the thoughts that I've had over the past little while, because I have been struggling, especially since September, with my mental health and just like feeling positive and like whatever, but I'm not one to give up. So as long as I keep trying, then I can say that I'm doing everything that I can to, you know, get myself out of like a negative headspace or a bad situation or whatever that might be. And I just hope that you are too. And like, even if you can't give 100%, even if you can only give 10% of yourself at any given time, like please never stop trying, because we're all out here doing our best. And I, for one, want to see you through the finish line with me. Well, here it is. Thank you so much for following along with me while I worked on this painting. I'm tomorrow gonna do the background. I'm thinking like maybe like yellowish like top part and then green on the bottom, because it sort of matches the colors that I have going on in this room. And then I guess I'm gonna have to kick some art off the wall to put this up. I really wish I had a fireplace to mount it above, but 500 square feet apartment beggars can't be choosers. I hope that everything that I've gone over in this video has made you feel a little something something, always trying to keep you edutained here on the channel. And as this is the last video of 2024, I want to wish you guys a happy new year. I hope your holidays have been fantastic. And if you did make it to the end of the video here, leave me a comment, let me know what 2025 is gonna look like for you. Are you following my strategy of going with the flow? Are you gonna hit it hard to try and achieve your dreams? Or are you just gonna hope for the best? Because that's all right too. All of my lovely patrons here are just gonna remind you that if you would like to support me and the channel and my business and my art, the best way to do so is to sign up in my snack pack over on Patreon. I have multiple different tiers with different price points, different rewards, all of which help directly to support me making videos on this channel, keeping a roof over my head, and making sure these two little goofballs still have their $5 cans of food, because Flapjack gets a stomachache when he eats any other type of food, but I'm really hoping that that will change, because $5 cans of food are very expensive. I'm not gonna hammer the point home too hard, because I know that this is not the best time of year to be selling at you, so either way, I wanna thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you would like to join this list of amazing people, that would be fantastic, but just supporting me here by watching my videos, liking, subscribing, leaving me those comments, and maybe watching some more videos. Honestly, apparently that helps too. So if you did enjoy this, go ahead and keep watching. I got like 100 videos here on the channel for you. That is it from 2024 Tuna. Stay sparkly, everybody. Don't let the cruel world dull your shine, and I will see you in 2025. Bye.